What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to blackout tinting. We are here to do something with the blacked out ZR1 that is going to offer some serious protection for the inside and out. I know you guys are already thinking it's Expel, but it's not. Let's jump into this one. All right guys, so as usual, we are here at Blackout Tinting and we're here to get something done with the car that's going to offer some serious protection, and it's going to look awesome too. Now, you guys know, if you've watched my channel in any kind of serious capacity, you already know this thing is fully expelled. It's fully ceramic coated, so it's already protected. It's already pretty. It's already glossy. But what we're going to do today is going to protect something that is a little more difficult to protect, and it's the windshield. Now, you guys know I do have Clearplex on here, which is a different form of protection for the windshield, but it's been about a year since I've had it, and Josh called me recently and said, hey, we have a new product to put on that windshield that installs easier, offers a little bit more protection, and he wanted to try it out on a car. So I said, I got just the car for you. So he's going to go ahead and put it on the ZR1 today, and then we're going to do something even further than that. We're going to protect the inside of the car. Now, obviously the film that will protect the windshield goes on the outside, but what we're going to do on the inside is going to be some inside windshield tint. Now, this is of course very specific to your state laws and whether or not you're okay with doing something like this, but even if you're not, you can actually tint the front windshield with a specific product that will block UV rays from messing up your leather dashboard. As you can see, the dashboard of the C7 is completely stitched leather, and the sun will eventually get to that. Now, with this particular option, it is a clear install, so you will not even be able to tell this window is tinted, but it will block almost all of the UV rays and protect that leather dashboard. Now, in my case, I'm taking it one step further. I'm going to get a 55% tint on there, so you will be able to tell mine's tinted, and it will still offer that same protection. What you're looking for is Expel Xr Plus. So as usual, pretty much every product I use on this car is made by Expel, and this is no exception. The window tint is Expel Xr Plus, which is their ceramic based window tint, and it blocks a lot of heat. So my windows right now are 5%, but it is the XR Plus, so they are blocking additional heat. The last part is of course the front windshield. So we're going to get the car pulled in. We're going to start the install of the outside windshield protection, and then afterwards we're going to jump inside and put the tint on. Now, if you guys know the car, you also do know I have this visor up here. That will have to be stripped off and reapplied over top of the film once we get the new ceramic based stuff installed on the inside. Like I said, if you want to remain on the legal side of the law, you can get this same tint with the same kind of benefits with no actual tint. So all it is a film at that point. But because my car is black and because I want it to be as Batmobile-ish as possible, we are getting 55% on that. I'm going to go ahead and get the car pulled in now. We're going to get started right now. All right, guys, so the first step to getting this windshield protected is removing the old protection. Now, this has served its purpose pretty well. I've had it for roughly a year-ish. There's a couple marks here and there from rocks that it saved chips out of my windshield, but like I said, Josh has a new product and we're going to try it out today. So we're going to remove this old stuff first. All right, let's just pull it. I'm doing it. I work at Blackout.
Perfect.
That stuff is a lot more rigid than I remember.
Do me a favor, HPO. Hold that over there.
Right to the thingy-majig. All right, so right now they are cleaning up the glass now, obviously removing any of the adhesive left from the previous Clearplex. So this new product is not called Clearplex. It is something apparently very new to the market. Apparently it is super easy to work with, and that's awesome when it comes to this, because the Clearplex was a little more difficult. This stuff, okay.
Thanks to FedEx for the lovely shipping.
Very lovely shipping. Yeah. So it's Steck Dynoflex. Now guys, we're going to actually be selling this on the website, assuming this install goes as well as this man has told me it will. So basically you'll buy this on my website, and then they will then make an appointment here at Blackout Tinting. So you buy this, you come up here and have this guy install it, and you're set to go. This is not something the average user can install themselves. Trust me, I tried. You're not going to really be able to tell on camera here, but this is really rigid. So basically, the reason this has to be so much different is because you have Expel, which is a real flexible material, kind of rubbery almost, and it can be installed in pretty much any crevice or angle. But with the windshield, it can't just be like Expel, because the windshield can crack, the windshield can chip, whereas with paint and the body itself, there's more of a give to it than rigid glass. So this product itself has to be relatively rigid to take that impact instead of transferring it onto the glass. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys probably already know all this stuff, but I'm impressed with how actually like rigid this is. There's not a whole lot of flex to it like there is with Expel. I've been around Expel enough to realize how it is installed for the most part, and this is installed pretty similar from what Josh is telling me, but of course with a couple tweaks here and there. If this stuff is as good as he's telling me, you'll be able to buy this on the website and have them actually install it for you. So all of the appointment will be done on the back end. All you have to do is buy the stuff and then come up here and get it done. I don't typically push any products that I don't personally believe in, and if it's getting installed on my ZR1, I believe in it. So at the end of the day, this film's either coming home with me or it's getting pulled off. I think based on Josh though, he's never led me wrong. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a winner.
This is just going to be the preliminary cut throw. So then we're going to pull it off of there, get it on the peel board, get one more squeegee on it, and then we'll install it.
You gotta love Corvette hoods, man. The only ones that open forward like that. So one last spray, guys, and then he is going to remove the liner off of here and squeegee it onto the windshield. Look at that though. I love this freaking car. It looks so menacing in here underneath their LED lighting. I love it. And because I know it looks like there's nothing on here, I want you guys to see Josh actually cutting the pieces away, because otherwise it's gonna literally look like I filmed him installing nothing. That's how freaking clear and how perfect this looks. So you can see he is cutting the film, the excess film off. Yeah, and right there, so you'll see him rip it. Yep, there it is. So just so you guys know, there is something actually on here. That's how freaking awesome this stuff is so far. So of course I'm gonna take the car home. I'm gonna kind of give you my thoughts and impressions as we drive, because obviously you don't want to be able to see it from inside the car either, but from outside the car, I'm impressed. All right, so here it is, all done, all trimmed up. Like I said, you can't even tell anything is installed on here. So very similar to Expel on your paint. A good install, you're never gonna be able to even see it. This windshield is now the same. So it is protected. It is super easy to install. I'm down for it right now. Like I said, it will be on my website, assuming my drive home guarantees that it is up to par. But of course, I'm pretty sure that the stuff that they do here at Blackout Tinting is actually a notch above what I consider up to par anyway. So this is pretty much good to go. Lastly, Jimmy here is the ceramic coater. He's gonna slap some ceramic on this. So that's the last step. I'm gonna take the car home, talk to you guys a little bit more about it on the way home, but we are gonna bring it back in the next couple days to get the tint done, and then we're gonna wrap this show up. And here we are, guys, on the way home. I am gonna just take the car home and park it out in the sun and let everything kind of dry out, but you can tell looking through the window, other than the fact my window is dirty on a couple different spots on the inside, it is good to go. So there is no visibility concerns. This is full 100% crystal clear windshield protection, and I don't know if that's necessarily coming across in video as well as it should, because this is a big deal. It is really hard to get this done in a way that is not terribly difficult to install, and it looks invisible once it's installed. So like I said, guys, this stuff is going to be able to be purchased on my website, and you'll just have to have it installed by Blackout Tinting. So if you're local, you can purchase it from me and have it done right up there at their establishment, and as always, they get a big thumbs up from me. Anyway, guys, we are going to go home, park the car, and come back up here in a couple days and get the tint done on the inside so I can show you guys what that's all about. I'm not going to be able to measure the difference in temperature, but luckily for you guys, Blackout Tinting already did it with my truck. So if you guys are interested in that video, I will link that to the top right of this one, as well as down in the description below, so you can see the massive difference in temperature between a truck with XR Plus tint and a truck without. So believe it or not, some different measurements they took were as high as 30 degrees different. Yeah, let that sink in, 30 degrees. So this XR Plus stuff is definitely good to block out the sun, to block out heat, and to, of course, to maintain your completely leather wrapped dash. But anyway, guys, I will catch you back at Blackout here very shortly. All right, guys, so it's been about 3 weeks. I know it's gonna feel like a couple seconds for you guys, but the front of the glass is protected, and now we're back to get the tint on the inside. We went on our road trip and got all that stuff done and out of the way, and in the meantime, I didn't want to rush the window tint. So Blackout Tinting is pretty busy with tinting, so a lot of this stuff has to kind of be put on the back burner, but we're back today. The only thing that's really different is now I have somewhat of a cold, but they're going to go ahead and tint the front windshield, and I'm going to show you the process and why it's something you should do even if you don't want an actual tint on your windshield. It can be done in a clear fashion but still offer that heat rejection and that protection to the leather of the dashboard. So this is something I would recommend all of you do. Not necessarily the tint portion, but at least the film to protect that leather on the dashboard of the C7 or the C8 Corvette. What you're going to want to keep in mind, though, is that these inspection stickers are going to need to be scraped off. So if you're in a state that requires inspection stickers like this, typically your detail shop will cut out an area like this for the stickers to go on. I'm just going to have Josh put the piece of tint on there and worry about the stickers later. Worst case scenario, I'll probably have to have the tint redone next year or something along those lines. If you do the clear version I was talking about earlier, where there's no tint to it, but it still offers the UV protection and heat rejection, then this isn't going to be so visible if there is a cutout here. But if you do the 55% like I'm doing today, it will be obvious. But guys, while we're out here looking at the C7 Corvette, I haven't mentioned these in a while, but check these out. Blackout bow tie stickers. So what these are is just a little piece of vinyl that will cover up your yellow or gold bow tie in your Corvette emblem. And for the C7, each purchase is for the front and the rear vinyl that will cover that up. And believe it or not, it actually makes a gigantic difference, especially on a black car. But honestly, I've seen them on red, I've seen them on yellow. It looks really, really good. I haven't talked about it in a while, guys, but you can get it on my website. I'll put the link in the description down below if you guys are interested. Of course, the next step is to remove the visor. So I'm actually really, really in love with the visor. I really like the way it looked on the car, but in order for this to be as professionally done as possible, those have to come off, the tint has to go on, and then those have to go back on over top of the tint. If you do it like me and you do it backwards, you're gonna have to redo it just like this. But ideally, you would do the whole windshield first and then get the visor done afterwards, because the windshield has to dry before you can put the visor on over top of it. So it's not a one-day thing. You gotta come back or at least wait a couple hours in between. All right, so very first shot of this car with that tint on there. I love it. I love it. It looks freaking phenomenal. So guys, I know if you have a black car, the popular thing is always to black it out further, but it's little things like this. It's just like, oh, I don't know. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, anyway, as usual, guys, all this stuff happened up here at Blackout Tinting. So if you're in the area, or even if you're not, this is where you should have this kind of stuff done. I don't really trust a whole lot of people to touch my car, and I actually trust these guys enough that I would let them do it even if I wasn't here. I'm only here to film. Otherwise, I would have just left the car. Not really. I like hanging out with them, so I'm here all the time. But yeah, I mean, look at the attention to detail this guy puts into everything. It's unbelievable. So I know when his Hellcat Red Eye back here has window tint, I'm assuming the Porsche is going to get it eventually, right, on the front window? Yeah. It's one of those things where even if you're not tinting it, so like I said, this is 55%, but even if you're not going to go with a visible tint, the idea of even getting the clear one that will help protect with the UV and the heat and all that stuff, I know I keep saying the same thing. This is something everybody should consider with their car, just to protect it, if not to also make it look awesome. All right, guys, so it is all done. Like I said, we're going to talk to Josh here in a second, because I want to get you guys some pricing. I want to get you guys some more specifics. Obviously, I like the idea of the way window tint looks, especially on a black car. But at the end of the day, I'm not a professional on this stuff. I don't know all there is to know about window tint or anything like that. That man does. So we're going to talk to him, have him give us some of, we're going to pick his brain, yeah. So Josh, first off, tell us what we did.
So we installed XR Plus. That is an IR rejection film designed specifically to reject as much infrared radiation as possible, which of course translates to lots of heat. It's also going to block 99.9% of UV rays, and it looks awesome.
So that's going to help protect the leather on the dash.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me a little bit about the stuff that went on the top of the windshield.
So this is called Dyno Flex. This is a protective film from a company called S-Tech. We've been using Clearplex in the past. Really great product. very difficult to install, especially on difficult windshields like this one. We found that the Dyno Flex is easier to install. Yeah, I really like the product a lot. It's totally clear, designed to stop chips in the windshield, to stop the windshield from breaking. I don't know how much a ZR1 windshield is, but I'm sure it's not cheap. And then you have to rely on the technician putting it in to do a perfect job, which they usually don't.
Yeah, we know that story.
It's important to protect the windshield.
So I think we talked about the Dyno Flex cost, but if not, just real quick, how much would it cost to get a windshield done? Pretty much they're all the same, right?
Looking around $500 for most windshields, yeah.
And to tint the interior of the windshield like we did here, how much would that normally cost? $300. So, and that's with the XR Plus.
It is.
It would be cheaper with lower grades of film.
Yeah, we generally don't really offer lower grades of film for windshields, though, at our shop at least. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of being extra careful about things with the dashboard and stuff, so for us to make it make sense for us to make it worth our time, we usually only do the XR Plus. Now that other shops across the country might do stuff totally different. Pricing is going to vary a lot around the country as well.
All right, well, Josh, as always, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Guys, like I said before, if you need something like this done, come to Blackout Tinting. They have literally done pretty much everything they can possibly do to a car, to this car. So I fully know all the services they offer. Like I said, we are going to offer the Dyno Flex on the website, link in the description below. If you purchase it through me, I will then schedule the stuff with Josh here, and you'll bring your car here for the installation, but you will be helping my channel in the process. So if you're interested, check out that description down below. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw, please smash that thumbs up button. Be sure to check out the link in the description below if you want some windshield protection of your own. And obviously check out Blackout Tinting here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. They have a couple different shops opening up in Gibsonia, Pennsylvania as well as some undisclosed locations coming. That's stuff you guys are really going to want to see, though. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of content like this coming to protect your babies. You're not going to want to miss this stuff, guys. And as always, I will catch you in the next upload.